This is a live stream that you definitely don't want to miss. If you want to know how to keep clients coming in your business, I'm going to be sharing with you three mainstay activities that I execute every time so that I'm consistently booked with clients. Hi there, I'm Stephanie Treasure, online marketing strategist and business mentor, and I'm excited that you're here for this Tuesday live stream. If you're new to this community, I want to welcome you to the community again. You would have been receiving some messages from me via private message here in Facebook. If you're watching this in Facebook, in the Facebook group, if you haven't already received one of those messages from me, go ahead and send me a message. Just look for me on Facebook. I want to know that you're plugged in, that you're in this space, that you're excited to be here and ready to learn more. Many of you I know, are new to this space. A lot of new faces around because we're just now on the aftermath of the big giveaway that was held over the past 2 weeks from May, I think it was May, was it the 7th? I've forgotten the dates. I think it was the 9th to the 20th, right? May 9th to the 20th, where we had the giveaway, the Coach and Profit giveaway, where 50 plus experts, colleagues of mine, supported me, came together on an expert panel to share with you how to grow, leverage, and scale your business to six figures and more. So you would have been part of that. If you were new to me coming into that, again, welcome. If you've already been in this space but you enjoyed the giveaway, I'd love to hear from you as well. Welcome to another one of our Tuesday live streams here. I normally go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and today is no different. So on the aftermath of the giveaway, I want to share with you one of the things that to be able to, profit in your coaching business or your consulting or service-based business, you want to be able to seamlessly and consistently, continuously bring on clients, right? Staying booked in your business, staying booked in your programs with clients is one of the ways that you're going to be able to achieve profit year over year. So that's key. And I did hear from quite a few persons on private messenger behind the scenes saying that being booked with clients is one of their number one challenges. So I thought it fit to come on here and share with you three of the mainstay activities that I do in my business to stay consistently booked. All right. So if you can get excited about that, go ahead and comment below and let me know that you're excited. Let me know that you are ready to be booked. And stay with me to the end because I'm going to be sharing with you a 5-day experience, which is completely free, where you can get on the fast path to booking your business. So stick with me and stay with me for that, as I'm going to be giving you some more details. But let me know as you're joining me where you're logging in from, and I'd love to hear what you do as well. So go ahead and comment below. As I said, there's many new faces here. Some of you may not have introduced yourself as yet in the Facebook group community where this is also being broadcast. So comment below wherever you're watching this, whether it's on the page or YouTube or in the group, and let me know where you're logging in from and share with me what you do. Share with me your best elevator pitch. If we were to meet each other at a networking event, what when I asked you what you do, what would you say to me? I want to hear that in the comments. I'd like to see that in the comments below. And as I go through, and I'm going to be sharing with you these mainstay activities that I do in my business to stay booked, I want to know if you've done anything along these lines. And if you feel that, if you're being honest with yourself, if you have been consistent with these, because I'm not going to be sharing groundbreaking strategies. These are strategies you most likely have heard before, but possibly are executing and not seeing traction or not feeling like you're seeing traction. And I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, go ahead and post that below as well. Okay. So I'm going to be sharing with you three mainstay activities that keeps me booked with clients. Now, if you're watching this and this topic has interested you, you're possibly in a place where you go through these feast and famine cycles, where you get very focused and very concentrated in your efforts to bring on clients, and you succeed in doing so, at least in bringing on a few clients, and you are excited, you hunker down, in your efforts to give them the best service and have them coming back for more, possibly you really get focused and you give them your full attention, and admittedly neglect your marketing, because right now your main goal is to serve your clients 100% because you're very happy to have them. And of course, you're happy to deliver great service and you want to deliver a great customer experience. So you get really, really focused on that, and your programs come to a point where it has matured, right? If it's a 4 month program, you get to the 4 months and your clients are happy. They're feeling in a good place, ready to go off to leave the nest, leave the nest in the container of your program and to execute on their own. And as they do that, as they exit and they wrap up that program, you realize that you're at zero, you're at base with in terms of client base. You don't have any, you're at ground zero, you don't have any clients right now. Then you have to start marketing again in order to get more. And the marketing, the sales piece, bringing clients on, the enrollment periods, it can last some time, right? You may not, you could start marketing today and you can bring on clients within a week. That's possible, but sometimes it can last, it can take up to 3 months for your marketing strategies to really see traction and gain fruition, to come to fruition and really see traction, right? And that brings you into that feast and famine cycle, right? Um, so I want to share with you some activities that you should think about and always be doing, always be executing in your business in order to avoid that feast and famine trap as much as possible, and feel in a place where you're not in lack, you're not in want for clients. You possibly even have a waiting list, or you have layers within which you're working with clients so that as clients leave, it's okay. You have breathing room to bring on the next influx of clients without going into a famine period where you don't have any clients at all, right? Ideally, that's how you want for your business. That's how you want for things to be in your business. Okay. So the three mainstay activities that I'm going to share, these are things that are always on my calendar. These are things that I concentrate and I focus on making sure that these spots are filled so that I don't get into that, I don't fall into that trap in my business, which I know if you're watching this, and like I said, this has interested you, this is all too familiar, right? So as I go through, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And again, I want to hear what kind of work you're doing. So share with me, if you will, the work that where you're logging in from and the work that you're doing, the people that you're working with, or the way that you're supporting clients right now. Okay. So the first activity that I make sure is always on my calendar is speaking engagements. I have been speaking for quite some time, even before my business looked the way that it looked right now. So under different hats, different ways of operating, I've always had speaking at the core of what I do, right? And it's a great way to get clients. And you may have seen a post that I had, if you're on my email list, you would have received the email. If you're following me on Facebook or on the Facebook page or the group, you would have seen this. I posted this just yesterday, that would be Monday, as at the time of this live stream, where I shared that I brought on a client right after one of my first speaking gigs. And actually, to qualify that, that was one of my first speaking gigs in the way that my business looks right now. Although, like I said, I have been speaking in many different ways from before, throughout my business, even when my business looked differently from how it looks right now, right, in different capacities. And for that speaking engagement, there were a lot of things that went wrong. I didn't trying to remember. I don't think I got a chance to, or I think I was able to show my PowerPoint. I had a PowerPoint slide prepared, but there was an issue with tech, and I only had the aid of the PowerPoint towards the end of my presentation, I believe. although I was guaranteed or I was advised that I would have a certain time slot, a certain time frame to conduct my presentation, that actually got contracted and I had less time than I thought I did. So there was many things that went wrong with that speaking engagement. And although this was the case, I still booked a client right after that speak, or as a result of that speaking engagement. So that's just one example of the power of speaking. But when you incorporate speaking in your business and you do it the right way, meaning you're participating in speaking engagements, that puts you in front of your ideal target audiences, right? If you're a business owner, you're speaking to a crowd of business owners or person, if business owner who support other business owners, you're speaking to those people, right? So securing speaking engagements where you're speaking to an audience that are within the sphere, within the spectrum of your targeted ideal clients, possibly people who would most benefit from working with you. And when you have those engagements on your calendar on a regular and consistent basis, it leads to more exposure. And this kind of exposure, because you're on the stage, whether it's a virtual stage or a real stage, you're positioned as an expert. Even if you're not the keynote speaker, just the fact that you've been asked to speak on this stage, that positions you as an expert in front of your target audience. And with that, you bring people in who are interested in working with you. And sometimes the magic of speaking is that the client journey, the journey between somebody coming into you cold, coming into your space, coming onto your email list, following you on your website, following you on social media, they would have come in cold because they just saw you on a stage. They had no idea about who you were until they saw you on that stage. But they move quickly through your funnel, through your process, through your client journey, because you are positioned as an expert. So although cold, they quickly come to know you and they quickly funnel their way through your stages of the way that your client travels, because you were positioned as an expert on that speaking engagement. So that's why, like I said, the speaking engagements it's such a powerful way to get in front of your audience, to bring in leads, and to work them through your client journey and onto your roster of clients. Does that make sense? So I actually spend time researching where I can speak, and I pitch to speak on various stages, as well as, because I've now been in this game, been a coach, or been a business mentor for so long, I tend to get asked to speak in various platforms, and various stages. Right? So the more you speak as well, these opportunities, you will seek out opportunities and you will attract more opportunities. And the more you do, the more targeted clients you will bring in, the more leads you will attract, and the more opportunities you'll have to bring those leads into a client experience, into your programs. Make sense? So I love speaking engagements. Although I used to be a very shy speaker, I love it and I embrace it now because I'm more comfortable now in my skin, and it allows me to meet more of my targeted ideal clients. Okay, so that's one of the activities that is a mainstay for me to bring on more clients, right? And avoid that feast and famine cycle, right? The second mainstay activity that helps me to and keeps me booked with clients are collaborations, right? And I have collaborated with business owners in various ways that allows me exposure, again, to more of my ideal targeted clients, allowing me to bring in more targeted leads and bring more of those leads into a paid experience. So what that looks like sometimes is writing for a colleague's website or blog, right? I've also done guest articles on websites or blogs where I did not even know the person, but I pitched to write for that space, in that space, which allows me to have that exposure, that evergreen exposure, right, on the internet through these search engines, because these are authority websites. It allows me to have a presence there and attract even more of my leads. Another way that I have collaborated with colleagues is by speaking on their events, speaking on summits, and appearing on giveaways. And as you can see, especially if you're new to me and you just came in through the giveaway or through the summit that I held a few months ago, you would have seen that I collaborated with several colleagues there, which exposed me to more people and allowed me to bring on more leads, attract more targeted leads, and bring them through my client journey and into my paid experiences. So this is something that's consistently on my calendar. I host events, right? Although I don't always host events, and I participate in events that are hosted by colleagues, right? This allows me to reach more people consistently, as well as bring in more clients consistently. Okay? So that's the second way. And the third way that I love, right, and I know a lot of people get shy around this, is video marketing. And that includes the mode of video that I'm doing right now, which is live streams, right? So I've always been a 3D face for my business. That means I've always not only, I have my branded photos and images and look and feel for my brand and my website and all that I do, but I'm always visible in video form. And this allows me at any time on any of my platforms to speak about what I do, speak about my client experiences, speak about my programs, speak about events, share tips like these, right? And this allows persons to hear me relay my expertise, hear me talk about experiences, hear me talk about success stories, so that as they see me show up and share and give tips and strategies that are working for my clients and myself right now, it warms them up to me. It builds and breeds that know, like, and trust factor that, again, shortens the time between when somebody comes into me cold and when they get to that point where they feel like they're ready to be a part of one of my paid experiences in order to experience their own transformation. Video really truly has that power. And it's a great anchor to anything that you're doing. So if you're not already incorporating video, whether live video like this or pre-recorded videos and possibly syndicated on YouTube, on your Facebook page, or in your Facebook group, it's something that you need to start doing. It's a great way to subliminally pitch, right? And I say subliminally, meaning I don't always do video with a pitch. I'm not always selling something on video, but it's par for the course for when I'm ready to sell or when I do enter into that selling mode. And I'll give you a story. Some of you who have been with me for a while may have heard this before. Several years ago in my business, I was referred by a client to a potential client. And this was a local client at the time, both clients local. And the potential client wanted to meet me they had a specific need, which is why I was referred to them. And we had a brief conversation on the phone and I think via email. And we booked some time for me to meet the prospective client in person. And at the time, being the consummate professional, I had put together a nice proposal based on what I know that the client needed. I had done some research on their company and I was ready I had a program in mind that I wanted to pitch, that I believe would have been perfect for them. So I arrived at the meeting, and going through the motion, going through my pitch, them asking questions, etc. And at one point, the main point of contact, the owner of the company, said to me, you're just like you, the way that you talk right now, you're just like you are in your videos. And although I had been intentionally focused on my video marketing, I have to say, sometimes when I'm meeting with a local client, I forget that my things are out there, that my videos are out there, that you can Google me and you'll find me on my Facebook page, you'll find videos on YouTube. And of course, when you come into the group, you'll find videos here as well. So I wasn't really thinking about my assets. As far as I'm concerned, my asset for that meeting was my written proposal. I wasn't thinking about my digital footprint. So when the person said, "Oh, you just like you are in your videos," I said, my reply was, "What videos?" I had totally forgotten that I had videos, and they said, "Your videos on YouTube. We watched some of your videos before you came." And that's when I know that they too were checking me out. And because I had always been very visible, I had always focused on my video marketing, they had some things to watch, some things to see, some things that kind of put me into the meeting before I was physically in the meeting, put me into this decision making before I actually made my pitch, so that I have to say those clients were pre-sold into working with me. And it was really just that meeting that what I thought was going to be my pitch really was just cementing the deal, just closing the deal, because I believe they were already going to work with me. Now, mark you, yes, this was a referral from another client, which is a really hot lead when a client refers someone else. But even outside of that, I believe that the video marketing piece had a big role to play in this transaction, and it continues to do so in all that I do with my marketing. So if you're not incorporating video, I highly encourage you to do so, right? And as you can see, one of the things that I mentioned was that I go live here every week. So this is one of my mainstay activities. I incorporate videos throughout in other ways, but this is one of the things that I do on a regular basis to stay visible, to nurture my audience, to share my expertise. And I use videos in various ways depending on what I'm doing, to convey a message, to invite persons to a program experience, or invite persons to a phone call, right? It truly works, right? And I can share some stats. I can share it possibly after this. Or I bring up the post where I've shared it in the past in the group about how much people really consume videos in terms of video formats, whether live streams or pre-recorded or recorded videos or replays, right? Videos are heavily consumed content, and it's a great way to build relationships, build that know, like, and trust factor with a community, especially when they're deciding to work with you. Okay, so those are my 3 mainstay activities that keeps me booked with clients. Number 1, speaking engagements. Number 2, collaborations. And number 3, video, right? And again, when I say video, I mean live streams like this, as well as recorded video, right? Just having a video presence in your marketing, right? And it doesn't have to be just Facebook or YouTube. It can be on Instagram or another platform, right? Now, I want to share with you, as I mentioned before, something very exciting that will help you to get on the fast path to being booked in your business. I'm talking about getting you out of feast and famine, getting you into more sales conversations, getting you in front of more ideal clients, as well as helping you to gain more confidence when you're in a sales situation. And that is the Ready, Set, Booked challenge. This is a 5-day experience that will put you on the fast track to being booked solid in your business. It's a free live challenge that I only host, I think probably last year, I may have hosted it twice last year, right? And it's completely free and it's very exciting. I would say it's business changing and life changing, very interactive, implementation focused. And normally with this challenge, the people who put in the work and show up for the challenge leave with some positive changes in their business, right? I've had persons book speaking engagements from this challenge, and I've had persons within 2 weeks of the challenge, so not necessarily as a direct during the challenge, but within 2 weeks of the challenge, I've had persons actually book clients. Okay, so this is the Ready Set Book Challenge, as I mentioned, which is a 5-day experience to get you on the fast path to booking your programs started. It takes place June 6th to 10th, which is just shy of 2 weeks from now, and you are invited to attend. So first thing, go ahead and click this link in the caption. I believe I put the link in the caption. If not, I'll update the live stream afterwards with the link. Go ahead, click that link, book, or rather register to join the challenge right now. Okay? Now, once you consistently know how to book your business with clients, you can consistently and more clearly see your way to your 6-figure business. So if you're at a place right now where you know that your rates, based on what you charge to work with clients, based on your bandwidth for clients in terms of how many clients you can work with at a time, and the number of programs that you have on offer and the price point of those programs, if you can see your way, if you were to meet your enrollment goals to 6 figures with that, with what you know you have in front of you, then the missing piece for you is getting booked, right? Because if the numbers make sense on paper, in terms of, as I said, the pricing and the time or bandwidth that you have to support clients, then it's a matter of being able to book those programs, meet the enrollment targets in order to have your 6-figure year. I had a great conversation yesterday with a potential client, and she wants to achieve 10K months, so that's a little bit over 6 figures for the year. And I helped her to map out those numbers so that she can see what's possible with, and in her case, we did kind of agree that the rates were not where they should be in terms of what would get her to 6 figures without burnout and quickest, right? So, you know, we have plans to work on that so that she can be able to charge the kind of rates that makes sense for her time and the value that she's giving, as well as be able to have her be able to see what her 6-figure vision could look like and have it truly be believable and doable for her, right? But knowing how to consistently book your coaching spots is key to achieving any revenue goal that you set for yourself, right? So this challenge will be groundbreaking, life-changing and business-changing for you, right? Based on the principles that I'm going to show you to get you on the fast path to booking your business, booking your programs solid with clients consistently and continuously, all right? So you're going to be learning how to discover the expert in you, right? And attract clients who will say, yes, I'm ready to work with you, right? Sometimes it's some inner work that's required in order to raise your rates. I have clients who have issues around raising rates. And in order to show up fully in a sales experience on a sales call, so that you truly and with integrity convey the value that you're bringing to the table, and truly have that client on the receiving end, or the potential client see the value in it and be ready and say, yes, sign me up now. I am ready to work with you. I am ready for a change. And I believe that you're the one that's going to support me to achieve it. Right? So that's one thing that we're going to cover in the challenge, how to rediscover that expertise or that expert in you that attracts the kind of clients who are ready to step up and play big and work with you. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing that you're going to be learning is some visibility strategies, right? That will allow your potential clients to not only take notice, but actually act on your calls to action. Okay, you're also going to learn advanced strategies for getting potential clients on the phone with you on those sales calls so that you can go ahead with that renewed confidence and knowing that you have a great program that gets clients results, you'll be able to close the deal in those experiences, right? So those are three main ways, right, that the challenge will totally transform the way that you do business. And over the 5 days, here is what we're going to cover. And all this, once you click on the link, you'll be able to see that and see what we're going to be covering during the challenge. So on day number one, you're going to be learning the secret to building expert status confidence and magnetizing your ideal potential clients. Pull marketing that brings your clients in to you. On day number two, I'm going to be sharing with you a top visibility strategy that will make you stand out and bring in your targeted leads. And day number three, you learn how to activate your audience and pull in the hot leads from behind the curtains, people that are already around you but are kind of, staying on the fence or not really talking much, not really showing themselves up. You learn how to activate your audience and start getting them to engage with you in a meaningful way that could lead them to a point where they feel ready to step up and say yes to themselves in one of your programs or in an experience of working with you. Day number four, you're going to learn simple strategies to get your hot prospects on the phone. And day number five is a masterclass, a action packed, value packed masterclass. This is going to be about 90 minutes long on day number five. And I'm going to be sharing with you what it really takes to be fully booked within 90 days, right? So that's what you're going to be learning over the 5 days, and how it's going to roll out is that we're going to have daily live streams every day, except for the Friday. It's going to be a masterclass at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You're going to have daily what I'm calling recap and implementation sessions. These are Zoom calls where you get a chance to sit down with me based on what we discussed for the day in terms of the challenge and the homework that was given during the challenge. You're going to have a chance to get some intimate real-time feedback on how to apply what you learned to your business. It won't be one-on-one, it will be a group. So I'm bringing you all onto Zoom with me to get some personal feedback and advice on how you can apply that day's challenge prompt to your business. There's going to be daily homework or exercises to keep you in action, because the challenge is not supposed to be a spectator sport. I definitely want for you to participate. That's how you're going to see movement in the needle, movement in the needle for your business. That's how you're going to see results. Okay. So you have those daily homework items, and I'm even incentivizing your participation, right? So that you kind of get that innate accountability, right? From being here, from doing the challenge, knowing that you have some high value prizes that you can win. And one of those prizes is a 90-minute get booked session with me, right? So based on, and I'll give you the parameters closer to the challenge in terms of how you can win it, but it certainly will be based on participation, right? So you have to definitely do the work, show up each day, not for me, but for you and for your business and your success and your results. Okay. So again, it's taking place June 6th to the 10th. And it's going to be live streams, Zoom calls to give you some laser coaching support there. Everybody will have a chance to book a get booked now call with me. Um, as I'm really pretty much giving you support as if you were in a paid experience with me during this challenge period, right? Because I really want for you to see results. I really want for you to um, get some transformation. I really want for you to be able to move the needle in your business and get on the fast track to being booked from being in this challenge. All right. So you'll have a chance to, you'll have the live streams, you'll have these Zoom calls, and then I'll be able to have host a few one-on-one calls to show you, to give you clarity on what you need to do to get booked in your business within 90 days. Okay. So I know I've said so much. Let me see if there are any questions. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions here. Let me see if I can go into the group. Okay, I don't see any questions on the live. So most likely I'll be getting questions on the replay. So go ahead and post your questions if you have them. But be sure to register for the Ready Set Book Challenge. It's going to be a blast. I definitely want to see you there. I can't wait to support you in this way. I'm clearing my calendar to truly give everybody in this challenge the attention that you would get from me as if you were in a paid experience. I really want you for you to value, and I really want for you to see some results. All right. So get booked, get signed up rather for the Ready Set Booked Challenge, and I'll see you on the inside and see you on June the 6th. All right. Bye.